Hey, what's up, guys and gals? Wow, is this how this works? Let's see. Let me unmute that. Does everyone hear me? Hopefully it's going great with all of you. Thank you so much for coming on the live stream, especially since I made it a little bit later than usual. But if you guys and gals have the notifications set to all, then you will be notified. That's how people are getting on here. So hopefully you're having a great Sunday. I'm so excited. I have all this energy today. I just finished a video that is going to be coming on tomorrow morning, so make sure to check. For all of those who aren't on Patreon, consider doing so. It's definitely optional. All of my videos here are free, but everyone who's already on Patreon, you can get on it right now, knows what the video is going to be about. They know the entire subject. Why? Because they're Patreons. That kind of stuff, that exclusive content is on there, so make sure to check it out down below for less than $1 a month. Which is great to help support the channel. Anyway, let me know where everyone is from in the chat. People are starting to say hello. We're already getting from A Hale or A Hall from Australia. Either or, welcome to the live stream. Hey Sally, thumbs up to you. Brian, I'm doing fantastic. Nice to see you. Dan from Phoenix, Arizona. Christopher K, nice to see you as well. Let me know where you guys are from. People are signing in, starting to get on the live chat. We're going to talk a little bit about knowing the stuff that we learn on my channel, behind the scenes information. Does that make a classic show less enjoyable or more enjoyable? We're going to be talking about that. We don't have to answer now, but that's the subject, and I'll mention it a couple times. Hello from Florida. Look at this. Wisconsin, Puerto Rico, nice to see you. Massachusetts, look at that, Wendell Monster. What's up from Vegas? How hot is it in Vegas? What's the temperature in Vegas right now? I can tell you what the temperature is right now. It's actually pretty enjoyable. It's not cool, but it's definitely, yeah, it's 70 right now. Is that accurate? Yeah, 70. Sacramento. From Illinois, people are coming in from the great state of Illinois. I've been to Illinois. New York as well, been there. Rob and Wire, New Yorker. Neighbor in Woodland, nice. Georgia, Kentucky, nice. SoCal, great place to be from. Love to see you people checking in from different areas of the Southland. Very, very nice. Corpus Christi, Texas. Very nice. Very warm for fall, cool beans. I got you. Arizona's probably even hotter, right? From Mel's Diner. That's awesome. You have a Mel's Diner down there. Louisiana. Well, thank you so much for coming. 101 in Phoenix. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's not surprising. Oh my gosh, that is awesome. Well, thanks all of you for coming on the live stream. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about classic shows. As always, if you're new to the live stream or to these type things, hello from the west side of California. Feel free to go into the live chat, say hello and all that good stuff. It is fantastic to hear from you guys. I can answer your questions. You can let me know what shows you're watching right now, even if they're shows that I don't watch. Let me know what videos of mine you've been watching, which ones you look forward to seeing more of. So much stuff we could ask. Now's your chance. As long as you see the red live circle there, I am live. Because this will play later in playback. So, yeah. As of 6:18 p.m. Pacific time, this is live. So, yes. So, yeah. So, let's talk a bit about this. I'd love to know your thoughts. Because I've had some people say some things. Again, this is a minority, let me tell you. But I did have a lot of pushback, believe it or not, on this channel when I started, because of the information that I was releasing. And I was like, really? Like, I started talking about special appearances of guest stars. I started looking at bloopers, and people, there was a big pushback, let me tell you. It almost caused me not to continue doing what I was doing, but I decided to go against it. I had a big, like 50% of people were saying, why are you focusing on the negative? And they saw it as negative, looking at bloopers. Like bloopers that were kept in the actual final cut of a show, of an episode, right? These are mistakes, embarrassing mistakes. And they say, why do you focus on this? And I'm like, because it's fun. It's cool. Or I would talk about maybe disagreements between two characters, like Vivian Vance and Bill Frawley on I Love Lucy. And I'll talk about how they disliked each other so much off camera. But on camera, I mean, they did their thing. They acted and they did their part. They did what they need to do. But then off camera, they so disliked each other. So, yeah, I don't know. But believe it or not, the more I started working on this channel and making more and more videos, the more I found out that people started to kind of turn around and be like, oh, I like this. I find out more people want more information. I knew people who just watched certain shows, like they would watch Hogan's Heroes here and there, and then they said, Rick, I bought the whole series because of you, or I bought the series because of your videos, and that's really interesting. So I think a lot of people actually enjoy it more. Let me know what you think here. Rob and Wire, love your bloopers videos. Well, thank you, Rob. That is really, really cool. Russell Wright, yeah, Vivian Vance, Bill Frawley. So the Mertzes, basically, from I Love Lucy. I made several videos on their feud and their issues off camera. It was a big thing. And that tension could have been felt all the time. So yeah, if you haven't checked those out, I think you'd like them. Ron, you loved my videos on the Munsters and you'd like to see more. That's really cool. I probably will do Munsters down the line, definitely. I definitely want to touch upon the show. But yeah, it's a show that I really like. Jay Bjork, hopefully I'm saying that okay, found you because of the Three Stooges. I'm a huge Three Stooge fan. And let me tell you, now every time I put one of those up, the views are very good on the Stooges. And I'm very surprised because it didn't start off like that. Actually, the more time went on, the more views. But now it's like initially it's getting more views. So that's really, really cool. Cheryl E. Hey, Rick, she says, I love the bloopers, behind the scenes info as well. Keep up the great research. Very, very cool. Yeah, so Jared says, I love learning about the behind-the-scenes info of shows and films in general. Helps me appreciate what I'm watching more. I found that too, because the more I found out about these actors, their problems, I don't want to give away too much, but I'm going to be making a video soon, which I don't usually say. I don't usually say what videos I'm going to make before I do make them. But just to let you know, I'm going to write about an actor who had a medical issue all the time, or most of the time, and most people didn't know about it, but there was something very purposeful that medical condition forced the actor to do on camera. It's weird. It may sound weird, but it all makes sense when you see the video. It's a show that a lot of you guys like, and this actor, many people don't know, as I mentioned, this medical condition, which caused them to tweak the script for this medical condition. It's pretty crazy. It's very, very interesting, though. Yeah, Dreaming Cat Studio says their feud off camera, so you're talking about the Bill Frawley and Vivian Vance feud, showed you what professionals they were because they acted so well on screen. See, and sometimes I don't verbalize something like that. I just kind of talk about it, and I feel that's so important because these actors are very professional, just as you say, and it's like you could be angry, you could be mad, but then boom, action. And then you put on a face. You're crafting your art, right? You're really working on the art and the fantasy that you're paid to create. And it's like when the cameras roll, you put those distances aside, right? And I don't know. I think that's really honorable. I don't think a lot of actors do that. You have good chemistry sometimes between actors, and other times you don't have that chemistry. And you could feel that. I see shows where sometimes the chemistry is just bad. Doesn't even need to be romantic relationships. It could be like best buddies, 2 guys, 2 girls. And yeah, I don't want to name any shows, but there are some which I'm like, where's the chemistry? It's just 2 people that it just doesn't work. Home Improvement has amazing chemistry between the actors. Tim Allen, Patricia Richardson. I haven't touched much upon that show. But if you see them, you'd swear they were real husband and wife. They were not. They were both married to other people at the time. But they're so like this, and there was no practicing. It was just on-screen chemistry, which is really cool. I'm just reading through your guys' chats and stuff like that. Yeah, I think though, here's something that I also notice. We have things like Bob Crane's death. I just have to watch certain words that I say. We also talk about the divorce of Desi and Lucy Arnaz. If we exclude certain people because of their pasts or because of their private life, we wouldn't be watching any shows. Think about every show having some type of drama. We have I Love Lucy, the feud between Vivian Vance, Bill Frawley. What else? Gilligan's Island, we had a bad rift between Bob Denver and Tina Louise. They did not like each other, at least from Bob Denver to Tina Louise. I don't know the other way back. You have Yvonne DiCarlo, who's said to be a diva on the Munsters. She was kind of... Same thing with Carolyn Jones, Addams Family. I'm just trying to go through the shows. You have Hogan's Heroes, right? You have the death of Bob Crane. And then I could just keep going on and on. I mean, some people say certain things about Don Knotts. We could talk about Michael Jackson. There's no like sitcom with Michael Jackson, but you're getting the point here. Every show, every person is stained. And if we don't know about those things, we can live in that fantasy. But once we find out, that could change our perspective of a show, right? Now, let me tell you something. There are certain things that I will not touch upon. There are certain things I can tell you that I know and I've read and I've heard in interviews from these people that I know happened, because it's not just something that someone said. It's not a rumor. I see a lot of rumors in the comments of people saying stuff that has no substantiation, but I have a lot of my sources are from the actors or from interviews, things like that. And there's certain things that I will not touch upon. Even going back to Larry Hagman on I Dream of Jeannie, I was very hesitant to talk about that incident when he was on the plane. You're going to have to watch that video. Ridiculous, disgusting thing. The problem is he talks about it, and he laughs. He laughed about it, and it was wide open. And he talked about it even when he was older. So I feel like it was just something that he looked upon. And he's like, yeah, I did. So what? So he didn't really care. So that's why I touched upon it. And certain things. So I walk this fine line all the time. Suzanne Summers on Three's Company, right? The drama there. Oh my gosh, there's just so much. There's just so much stuff. Yeah, Dreaming Cat Studios. So they were human. You're talking about all these actors, and I think you're absolutely right. I've said that a lot, that these people are humans. And it's like, well, duh, they're humans. No, it's very, very true. So they have their downfalls. They have their weaknesses. And we find out about them because they're actors. We care because they're actors, right? All of us have our little skeletons in the closet. And so you said most were highly professional. And that's what I look at. I look at their work. And on screen, the actors delivered what they needed to deliver. So you do feel less warm and fuzzy about some who are rude, cruel, and so forth. And I understand what you're saying. It's hard though. And I don't touch upon this. Lucille Ball being very gruff and rude, and some would even say disrespectful to many people who worked for her, who we see that in Hollywood today. But we still love her work, and it's something I don't touch upon because I don't know. I have certain respect for all these people, and so I don't know. Maybe I'll touch a little bit upon it in just a sec. I want to get back to the comments. Fred Gwynne is an amazing actor. He absolutely is. Paul Grillo, you should collaborate with Cinemassacre. I watch him. He's great. He's been there for so long. I don't even think he knows I exist. Well, maybe I take that back. I think he may have seen one or two videos of mine, and I won't go into the reasons why. I'm pretty sure about that. Brian Redman, actors are people too. Yes, they are. Absolutely. It's their job. It just happens to be their job that they're on this screen that we can watch at any time, which is crazy. They're gone from this world, and we can still watch them in a semi-alive type way, which is, whoa, right? That's nuts. Yeah, a lot of actors were difficult on set, Rex Racer. You're correct. yeah, I haven't really dived too deep into Andy Griffith's show. There are many reasons for that. Oh, by the way, guys and gals, there are a good amount of people on here. If you haven't left a thumbs up, I really would appreciate it. Thumbing up a video, subscribing. Also, so many people who watch me and watch all the time aren't subscribed. I don't know why. It's absolutely free. And if you would know how much it helps the channel, everyone would be subscribed. It takes a few seconds. You do it once in your life to this channel. And yeah, we're trying to get to 100,000. And, it's all dependent on you. It's all dependent on you guys. So I thank you ahead of time. I appreciate it. And yeah, it helps me make my videos. So absolutely. Yeah, Carrie B, you talk about Lucille Ball and the weight, getting skinnier and so forth. You should watch my video. I made a whole video on that, the weight contract. And there's still a lot of debate about it because there's even conflicting sources between what Lucille Ball said and what other people have said. And so a lot of these things, I present sometimes both sides, but it's kind of left to the person to make an individual judgment. Yeah. Yep. John M., I think you hit the nail on the head, and you speak exactly what I do on this channel. You say, I think we have to separate the work from the real life person 100%. If I could star your comment right now, I would do that. Can I? I don't think so. I can't, but I appreciate that, John, because I really do think that if you can't separate the work from the person, then you're going to be missing a lot of great TV. I liken it to this. Imagine if you wouldn't separate the person from the doctor who's giving you CPR or giving you life-saving treatment. We probably never go to the doctor and never get help, right? We don't care what politics the doctor has. We just want to get fixed. Same thing with this. That's how I see it. We just want to get entertained. It doesn't matter what your politics are. It doesn't matter what your religion is. It doesn't matter what you do in your off time. Entertain me, right? And I think that's my perspective when I watch these greats. Brian Redmond, you've been subscribed, you say, for years. I'm one of your favorite channels. Well, thank you so much. It means so much, Brian. You've been here for so long. A lot of you have been here for so long. I'm just shouting you out right now. But yes, absolutely. Thank you, Jared, putting me and Cinemassacre together. I think he does amazing content, though. Even like his graphics and video editing and stuff are amazing. I watched a lot of his horror stuff. Believe it or not, I got more into horror because of him. So yeah, very cool. JB, you subscribed to the first Three Stooges video. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And you're already subscribed. You're already in the ranking for a DVD giveaway. Do you guys know about my DVD giveaway? I'm doing the biggest DVD giveaway ever. I'm giving away like 10 or something like that, about 10 different DVD sets with tons of episodes, whole series, Hogan's Heroes, Gilligan's Island, I Love Lucy, like all the episodes. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? It's absolutely free. So many people have, I have to look how many people have subscribed. It's probably over 1,000 so far, which is still, believe it or not, that much. There's 100,000 people on this channel that are subscribed, so many more that watch. And so your chances are pretty high to win. So make sure to do that. Absolutely. Let me see here. Rob, let's see. So Rob N says, you're my favorite channel. Well, thank you, Rob. You're awesome. Oh, MDL says, how long have you been doing this? I've been doing YouTube for 6 years now, with classic shows like this. Yeah, I started with an I Love Lucy video, cameos, special appearances of these actors that were pretty cool that I thought appeared. That video blew up. It's one of my most popular videos. It's close to 1 million views right now, which is nuts. And it's pretty crazy to think about that. And yeah, it started with that. And I knew I Love Lucy back to front. I know a lot more about it now. I'm like a research nut with I Love Lucy and all these other shows too. I'm constantly researching other shows. I didn't know anything about Hogan's Heroes, just a couple episodes, and then I really got into the show because of what I do. So I'm really happy about that. Nida Yvette, love your channel and appreciate your dedication that you put on shows like I Love Lucy, Gilligan's Island, The Munsters, to name a few. Well, thank you so much. Tell us more about Carolyn Jones. You should check out Zoperplex, my list, my playlist of the Addams Family. I have a couple Carolyn Jones videos, so check it out. Check it out. Let me see here. Love your videos, bro, all the way here in New Mexico. Well, thank you, Danny. High five to you. Wendell Monster, you subscribed for 3 years. That is amazing. See, that's a testament to the people that support me. 3 years. Imagine being subscribed and watching for 3 years. I've done this for 6 years. So that's my lifespan. I'm like 6 years old. You've watched me for half of my lifespan here on YouTube, which is nuts. Nuts, nuts, nuts. Carrie B, how did you get into all of this since you're so young? Well, thank you. I see myself as old, but no, I guess I'm young. Was it your parents? Actually, no. I would only attribute Three Stooges to my dad, because he's the one who loves that. Other than that, I mean, yeah, my mom growing up watched like Three's Company and stuff, but it was never like, hey, watch this. It was me. I just started watching I Love Lucy, and I blame her. No, I love Lucille Ball, because she introduced me to Harpo Marx, John Wayne, right? Tennessee Ernie Ford, Bob Hope, all of these special guests, and I started branching out from the Marx Brothers. I learned about that she was in the Stooges. I learned about Charlie Chaplin. I learned about the Marx Brothers. I learned about Laurel and Hardy. Then you just move on down the line. You want to find stuff like I Love Lucy, and then I saw Gilligan's Island a lot as a kid. I remember being 5 and watching Gilligan's Island. So yeah. Rex Racer, I have covered, I think, 1 episode on the original Star Trek, yeah. Let me see. You watch sometimes just for the stay hopeful at the end. That is awesome. Yeah, so be hopeful is definitely my thing. It's such a wonderful message. It isn't something that came from me. I will always say that. I think be hopeful is something that kind of came at a time where I needed it, and it was really, really, really important to me because I was at a very low time when I started my channel. It was a very difficult time in my life, and I wanted to do something different. Boom, fist bump right there. I wanted to do something different, and that was bring something that I was really was passionate and loved. And so, yeah, I was, like I said, it was low time, and I said, I'm just gonna do something different and make a video that no one ever has done, an I Love Lucy video, and comment on it. And again, it became big, and so I'm like, you know what, I need to continue this, and I did, and I'm so happy that I did that. Yeah. Yeah, Johnny, you just asked about the later I Love Lucy shows. I don't think they touch the hem of the I Love Lucy, what I Love Lucy was, because I think it's very, very, very important that we notice that Bill Frawley and Desi Arnaz are not there. They were half of the comedic team, and they were just gone. And again, it's like having 4 lights and taking 2 away and then replacing it with something different. It's not going to be the same. It doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means that, it's not like it really is. Rex Racer, so you asked me about a video on the crossover between Batman, Met the Green Hornet. I've done that. You should take a look at my Batman playlist. It's definitely there. It's one of my last ones. I focus on Bruce Lee specifically, but yeah. Very, very cool. Yeah, Brian S. It's kind of become a catchphrase, I guess. It's pretty cool because it's been imitated, on other channels. I think that's wonderful. What do they call it? Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Wait, is it? You guys know what I mean. Wait, imitation it's flattering that other people do that as well with another message with the same like be something, which is cool. And I took mine from another YouTuber inspiration, Smile More. I think that's wonderful. But I wanted to put a twist on it and let it be different, just very different. And the idea of smiling is very physical, and I think it does physical good things. However, mine, I think, emanates from the inside and comes out. Not that one's better, or no, it's a different thing. And again, it was something that spoke to me during that time. So yeah. All right, let me see here. Let me adjust. So the Lucy show and Here's Lucy were simply a continuation of the Lucy character. I would definitely disagree. I would think that they're very different. Lucy is very different. She is not the same as she is on I Love Lucy. In Here's Lucy, she's more of a... Like on I Love Lucy, she did zany things. And then in the other series, she's kind of inept. She's kind of like... She isn't capable. Although in I Love Lucy, she's very smart. She comes up with these plans, zany, and they turn out to be like ridiculous, right? Like she's stealing a block of cement and she replaces the block of cement with other cement at night and she carries the bucket. Like it's a crazy thought out plan. But then on things like Here's Lucy, even the Lucy show, it's like she's like a dummy. She's like, huh? She's more like a fool. Type. I'm talking about a character, kind of like Gilligan on Gilligan's Island is a fool type character. He's not smart. He's inept. He bumps into things. He's clumsy. So they're very different type characters. They're all named Lucy. It's a thing. They have different last names. It's not the same world. So it's actually very different. But she's banking on the popularity of the Lucy character and kind of molding it a little bit. Evolving, if you can even say that. I don't know. Yes, Jared, thank you. Yes, imitation is one of the most sincerest forms of flattering. There we go. Thank you. I appreciate that. Are you watching or planning to watch any shows during the feed? Not right now. Not right now. I'm just connecting with you guys, going on thoughts. I usually do, not about now. Wow, there's a lot of people on here. There's 80 people on here. Thank you so much. If you haven't yet liked the video, a lot of you have liked the video, but if you're just coming in, haven't done that, don't forget to do that. It does help out the channel. It helps raise the algorithm so that more people can watch it and get us closer to 100,000. Thanks for all of you that already have, which is awesome. Charles W. Hello, Rick. Love the videos. Hope you're doing well. All things considered. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, I was good. Sorry. So, putting a point on that, I appreciate that comment, and then my mind went somewhere else. I was going to say something, but I think I won't go there, which had nothing to do with comment, by the way. It had something to do with something else that stuck in my mind. Yeah, I'm just gonna go to the next question here. Have you covered the episode Lucy where she met Superman? Yeah. So if you're new to the channel, you haven't checked out, I have 1,300 videos, 250 plus on I Love Lucy. Many shows I touch upon. If you have a topic you want to look at, just put Rick9G, type it into YouTube, and then write Superman, or write I Love Lucy, or write Hogan's Heroes, and playlists will pop up. Check them out. I think you'll love it. Thank you, Jared. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you, Zoperplex. You've seen it. That's awesome. Miss Backstager, thank you. Such a great supporter. Thank you so much. And a lot of you more have liked. Thank you to all of you. I'm thumbing you guys up. Look, I'm giving you all a big thumbs up right there. I'm giving you a left hand thumbs up and a right hand thumbs up. So yeah, so let me go back to what I was talking about. Yeah, and the reason I say that, it was really interesting. When I venture into new shows, new characters, things like that, I recently ventured a little bit more into Laurel and Hardy, and I remember at some point, like a fan club of Laurel and Hardy started watching specific videos, and it happened to be a blooper video. My most recent blooper video, Laurel and Hardy. My goodness, people are just like, why are you focusing on this? Why are you focusing on the blue? It was just like boom, 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 boom. But you know what? I'm not going to stop making videos on it because I enjoy it and people like it. And I think that a lot of you who watch me are in the know. Like, you just already know. You've been there, you've done that, you understand what I'm doing, you understand why the dissection. It's just interesting to still see it every once in a while. Mostly I get so much support from everyone, but every once in a while you get, why are you dissecting? I'm like, why not? Why not dissect these shows? They're a work of art. I think people just forget that television, movies, it's art. It's visual art that you can watch, and you watch over and over. It's like looking at a beautiful painting, which is not my thing. I respect it though. I understand if someone's dissecting the colors on a Van Gogh or on a Salvador Dali, and they look at the folded clocks and stuff, and they're like, wow, this speaks about, I don't know what it speaks about, weakness or humanity, the fragility of time, whatever. I can't do that. I can't dissect art, but I dissect this type of moving art, and I think it's a wonderful thing to do. It's fun. It's fun for sure. Yeah, so this is a great question asked by A. Hall. How do you find the info? Great question. That is, I want to give it a percentage. That is, I would say 50% of what I do is finding it. Finding the info. Now, I won't mention how I find it, but I do a lot of research. I'll just say that in different type of media. So it's not just, everyone thinks that there's just like one book or something that I open to in every ant. Nope, that's not like that. So there's a lot of different types of media out there. Media meaning like books, interviews, stuff like that. And there's other stuff that I won't mention. People that I talk to and stuff. There's just so much. Stuff in the mail I get. It's just a lot of cool stuff. But yeah, that's part of my work. It's like, I remember when I was in college and I used to write papers on certain topics. And some people are like, how'd you come up with these paper topics? It had nothing to do with TV shows or anything like that. It was very academic. And like, that's been my forte, I guess, if you want to even call it my talent, just being able to think in different ways. And that's how I'm able to find like a video on I Love Lucy and talk about a door that's never been opened. If you don't know that, you should check it out. It's a mystery door in I Love Lucy. Over 179 episodes, but 190 something episodes of I Love Lucy, there was a door that was never opened. Which one? You have to watch the video. But yeah, stuff like that I notice just by watching these things. So it's cool. Hello, Georgia. Nice to see you. Oh, Cool Beans. I should make a podcast. I do have a podcast. It's exclusive only for Patreon members. So for $1 a month, which is like ridiculously cheap. I think it comes out to like less than 4 cents a day, which is like crazy nuts. I have a podcast you can listen to. I have I release thumbnails to people that are Patreon members. You could basically see what videos are coming out before they ever come out on YouTube. It's exclusive stuff. You can get your name at the end of the credits for different, and the tiers, they help. All that money goes directly into the channel again for giveaways and all these. That's how I'm able to do that stuff. So it's like it comes full circle and I get back to you guys. So I appreciate that. So yeah, there's a podcast there and I reveal a lot of stuff I never talk about here. A lot of stuff. And some people even do super chats, like Larry Potter starting out the chat or the live stream with a $5 donation. Thank you so much, Larry. I do shout you out. I do read your comments. When you do a super chat, it's a little $sign there, and that all goes toward the channel, so I do appreciate it. Love your and David Sundstrom's channel. Have a great night. Thank you, Larry Potter. You're awesome. Hopefully you've seen my interview with David Sundstrom. We kind of did an interview back to back, or that, not back to back, but we interviewed each other in one video. It was pretty cool. It was a good time. He's a great guy. Nothing but respect for him. So I do appreciate that. Larry, for bringing that up. Thank you. Let me see. The Sarge. Salute you, the Sarge, with a $20 donation. Whoa, that's big. Thank you so much, Sarge. You're so generous. Being such a great supporter of the channel means so much to me. And you say, thanks for all that you do, Rick. We really appreciate it. Just joined your Patreon channel as well. The Sarge, you're awesome. You're on here super chatting. You're on Patreon. That's awesome. Hopefully you enjoy what's on there. It's just my way of giving thanks, of giving back. You know, everything that I do here, I do it with love, with passion, because I love these shows. I just want to keep them going. I want people to discover them again, to enjoy them again. And if I can give every single one of you like all the episodes of like the shows that you like. Oh man, I wish I could do that. So it's my little way of doing that. So thank you so much, the Sarge. Yeah, so Howard Stern, this is a good observation. Lucy Ricardo, Lucio Carmichael, and Lucy Carter have in common, they all have the R, the AR. It's just the AR. Because, yeah, so that's from Arnaz. Lucille Ball was very superstitious, and she thought that when her last name was Arnaz, that itself was popular, so she made sure the last names of the characters were included an AR in them. Yeah, it's really, really cool. It's really, really surprising that she would do something like that. But then again, all performers have their little thing, their little shtick, their little thing that they focus on and so forth. So, I don't know. It's just something really interesting and really fun to check out. And those little things are really, really fun to discover and to tell people about. So, yeah. Wendell Monster, thank you for coming on the live stream. Have a great, great evening. Yeah, so C. Edward, 1984. So did you grow up with your parents watching? No, my parents are they're older than me, obviously. Wow, that's a dumb comment, Rick. No, your comment's great, but my parents are older than me, of course, Rick. Dummy. My parents did not watch Nick at Night. They put Nick at Night on me, but I think I was on the tail end of Nick at Night. I think that was more my brother, who's younger than me. I was more TGIF and just finding these shows. I find a lot of these crazy comments and things like that and behind the scenes info. Yeah, I absolutely would find I Love Lucy and all these cool shows myself, on public access channels and stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, Donald S. Is there anything that you could not find the answer to that you really wanted to know the answer was? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I run across that all the time. In fact, that's one of the biggest challenges to what I do, is that you want to find out everything, and sometimes you can't. And that's okay, you're limited, you're human. Not everyone reveals everything. But there's so much out there that I think what is out there is satisfying to me enough, if that makes sense. Yeah. How old am I? Family Matters is awesome. Yazzie Gomez, you asked me about Patreon names. Yeah, so hopefully you got this. They're updated every month, and if you watch the next video, you'll probably see your name. So yeah. And everyone else who's a Patreon member and so forth. No, I've never seen the original Avengers. So we're talking about, it's the 80s, right? With all their cloth-like costumes and stuff. That's pretty funny. That's really funny. Yeah, I definitely want to look more into other actors, their estates, things like that. So I do see your question, Heidi. And I don't know. I think we'll get to it eventually. We'll get to it at some point. It's just something I want to touch upon. But yeah, I think that's a fantastic question. Julie Russell, so you like knowing background stuff about shows and knowing these things about the people as well. It makes it better, in your opinion. Very, very cool. Awesome. Good night, the Sarge. Have a wonderful evening. Wonderful rest of the day. Let me see here. Yeah, so going back to this, I think a lot, believe it or not, what happened to me when I found out about Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz's divorce, I stopped watching I Love Lucy, on purpose. It was such a shock to me. I was younger. I was probably in my high school years, and it just soured the show for me. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't want to watch it. And it was years before I watched it again. I would purposefully avoid it. And at the end of that, I was like, you know what, this is ridiculous. I want to watch the show. And it came that realization that I need to separate the show from the individuals. And I think that's so, so important. Because then, how can you be entertained, right? I mean, it goes beyond just entertainment and television and stuff. It talks about just many things in general, right? All right, let's see here. Going back to the comments. Hello, Alfred. Nice to see you in the live stream. Donald, hello as well. Thank you, European Car Parts. I appreciate that. You say, I love all your reviews. Keep them coming. They will be coming. More videos, absolutely. It's what I enjoy doing, and I love it. Whoa, look at all the likes in here. That is amazing. You're all awesome for liking the video. Look at that. We have more likes than people on concurrently. That is amazing. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. So, yeah, let's see here. Hey, Randy Tompkins, our moderator, coming into the live stream. Thank you so much, Randy. It's great to see you on here. Hopefully you're doing okay. Randy's a great supporter of the channel, one of the moderators. So I love it. I love it. I love it. Larry Potter. So love how you debunk Gilligan's Island stuff, like the hole in the SS Minnow and house clothing. I appreciate that because, like, if a show deserves to get bonked, I'm all for it. I'm like, okay, go ahead, bonk it, people. But a lot of people, I think, unjustly bonk Gilligan's Island. I think it's fair if you don't like a show. It doesn't matter what show it is. Everyone has their tastes. But people just pull stuff out of their ears. Let's just say it like that. And they're just like, the professor built a radio out of a coconut. I guess some people think it's funny, but some people actually believe that. They put the show aside because it's like, well, no, there's some realism to it. To some degree. Of course, at the end, it's a fantasy. I Love Lucy's a fantasy. She falls into a starch vat and comes out all stiff. You die, right? That's not possible. There's so many shows like Hogan's Heroes. All these shows that we watch, they're sitcoms. They're situational comedies. Most characters would probably die if that was real life, right? If they'd go through these circumstances. So, yeah, it's important to really separate the fantasy from the reality about that. But that's a very, very good point. Let's see. Boop, boop, boop. Beverly Hillbillies, I actually used to watch that show when I was a little kid. But I remember, like, even as a kid, I remember I would rank these shows on how much I liked them. I Love Lucy was my favorite. Gilligan's Island was up there as well. I think I Love Lucy was here. Gilligan's Island was slightly down. And then there was, like, a descending order of things that I was less enthusiastic watching. And honestly, Beverly Hillbillies was, like, the lowest on my list. It was the least enthusiastic show. Like, after that, whatever would come after that, I would just turn it off because it would just get, it would be like Bonanza or something. And as a kid, I didn't really get Bonanza. I never got into it because of that. Hogan's Heroes, I think, was, again, too adult for me, if that makes sense at all. I think that kids can watch the show, absolutely. I just think that, like, the themes and them being sneaky, I don't think that comes across well to kids. It just doesn't make sense. It's more of a mentally, like, hey, we're forming a plan, versus I Love Lucy that's very physically and visually stunning and funny. It's very different types of comedy. I think that's something that we need to talk about one day, the different types of comedy that we see in these shows. Yeah. Benny T, so you like Get Smart. You should check out my Get Smart playlist. I have videos on it, bloopers, fun facts. You should check it out. You'd love it. Alexander Kai, I love a lot of stuff from 2000s. So we're not getting into like late 2000s, early 2000s, or 90s shows that went into 2000s. I really like that 70s show. Very different from what we're talking about. More crude, more vulgar and stuff. Not really what I focus on here. But then I really love Futurama. I really love The Simpsons. Yeah, so absolutely. C. Edward 1984 coming in with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, C. Edward. Means a lot. You help out the channel by doing that. It's, again, no one's under any obligation to do that. It's just, I'm so thankful when people watch. I'm so thankful when people subscribe, when they thumbs up, and then people go above and beyond, like C. Edward, like the Sarge, and I do appreciate that. I know that not everyone can do that, and that's okay. That's okay. I want to make that clear. no one's under any obligation to donate. I would say if you want to support the channel and monetary isn't your thing, I would say watch all of my videos. Watch as many as you can. Watch to the end. That really does count. The more you watch the video, the more it helps the watch time. So stay till the end. Stay all the way to the end as much as you can. Watch different ones. Watch old ones. I have a lot of videos, 1,300. So yeah, that's the best way to support the channel, honestly. Yes. I've never seen Touched by an Angel. Nope, never seen it. Thank you, Randy. You're awesome. I love the little emoji there. The ding, ding, ding. Honeymooners equal the Flintstones? You think equal? Or would you say they're just very similar? I actually do love the Flintstones a lot more than I would say Honeymooners, for sure. Yeah, so Charles Wiltshire, I will always say this. If you look at any videos where I ever touch upon Desi, I will say that Desi Arnaz is probably one of the best straight actors ever. And I always have to clarify what I mean by straight. It's a term we're talking about TV and movies where we're talking about the comedic, goofy role and then the straight man. Whether it's a woman or a man, they call them a straight man. And the purpose of that is that person has to react seriously to the buffoonery, to the silliness, to the stupidity, to the goofiness. You have it with Abbott and Costello, right? You have Bud Abbott and then Lou Costello, right? The crazy buffoon, and then you have the straight man. It's like, hey, what are you doing? Laurel and Hardy, same thing. Gilligan and the Skipper. It's every team ever. Lucille Ball, Desi Arnaz. I think he's one of the best. Absolutely. All right. I sometimes fall behind on the comments. If I ever miss your comment, super chat is a great way, or just ask again, and hopefully I'll get to it. There's so many, and I try to get to as many as possible. Oh, Buddy Ebsen, he was in a Twilight Zone episode. I love Twilight Zone. I need to cover more episodes. If you haven't seen my Twilight Zone videos, check them out. I want to cover more episodes. There's a lot of them that I really want to dissect and look at. I mean, that is just ripe for the taking. Paul Grillo, Charlie Chaplin, genius. There's no other way to say it. Everything we know about comedy today, Charlie Chaplin. That's it. And Charlie Chaplin takes it from like vaudeville and like theater, Greek theater before that and so forth. So yeah. No, I definitely know what you're talking about when it comes to Charlie Chaplin. I go back into the teens. What's your favorite Three Stooge episode? Oh, An Ache in Every Steak. I also love Cash and Carry, if you know that one. Because I don't know if people know them necessarily by the names. I can describe the episodes if you want. Just let me know. Those are two. A Plumbing We Will Go. Those are three that just jump out at me. They're amazing. Rob, you love my piece on Desi's height. See that? Stuff like that I love to talk about. And I love about just like dissecting it and just, it gives me this feeling that I can't describe. Of like making the video and putting it out there and people watching it, and it's almost like through your comments I can see it click for you guys where you go, whoa, like I could see that. That's what I do when I find these things out. I go, whoa, and I'm like, let me share that experience. That's what I try to do. Anyway. So yeah. Dizzy Pilots is great. I'm a pilot, by the way, and Dizzy Pilots is amazing. Amazing. Yeah, Charlie Chaplin Red Skelton, I believe it was Red Skelton who said this. You're not a true comedian if you can't do any type of mime comedy. That's what Red Skelton does. Red Skelton's like the king of mime comedy, right? Him with Charlie Chaplin. And every good comedic actor has done that. John Ritter. We're talking about Lucille Ball. We're talking about Bud Abbott, right? Or Lou Costello. I mean, all these people who are able, they don't even need to speak to be funny. Mr. Bean, right? He's more of a newer, he's kind of old now in the sense of like, he's not super new, but I mean, compared to like Lucille Ball and all those people, he's newer, right? Yeah. Best sci-fi, best sci-fi show ever, Twilight Zone. Yeah. Yeah, so that's interesting. Desi Arnaz probably made more money than Jerry Seinfeld. They're very different people, very different individuals with very different styles. Jerry Seinfeld's very wealthy, but Desi Arnaz had amazing amounts of money, plus all the rights to the show, plus movie studios. So yeah, it's pretty crazy what he had there. Okay. Oh, do you like the episode, Charles, that I made on the last one of the Stooges with Mo playing Schicklgruber? Oh, yeah. William Shatner did get started on the Twilight Zone. Yep. Then in Star Trek, right? Yep, that's what he's known for. Rex Racer, Three's Company is one of the funniest shows ever made. Check out my channel on that. My playlist on Three's Company. Thank you, Randy. You're awesome. Oh, look at this quote. You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Charlie, see, look at that. Look at that quote. It's just so like pure and nice. And it's deep. It's like how you can bring a smile to someone else, right? Yeah. So John M. So Lucia Ball did pass a lot of her fortune to her children. A lot of the studios were kind of divulged to other companies. They're still around. Other people owning them. They essentially sold the rights to the show to CBS. Of the show to CBS back to them. They made most of their money like that. Yeah, Charlie Chaplin was an actor, director, writer, composer. He was everything. He was also a mime, like you can put that in, but he was physically gifted. He did a lot of his stunts. So did Buster Keaton, but Buster Keaton wasn't really great at speaking. In terms of his speaking role, acting, it was more like his physical comedy. And then we have Charlie Chaplin, who was very physical, but he also spoke, right? The Great Dictator, things like that. And so, yeah. C. Edward, so you say, I'm the only YouTuber you've seen who cares so much about old school television and has videos about it, interacts with fans like you do. I appreciate that. I think that's very important. That's why I do these live streams at least once a month, at least. Sometimes twice a month. I would love to do more, but, time happens. Life happens. But, yeah, I think it's important to make my videos, put the content out there, put the material on there, the new material that is the catching, the substance, right? The substance are those videos, the bloopers, the behind the scenes. This is the interaction with you guys. There are two different types of videos. There's two purposes. This is clearly just to talk to you guys, just to interact. So you can comment on my stuff, constructive criticism, what you like, maybe what you don't like, what you want to see more about, what you want clarity of. When I put a video and you're like, what's this about? That's what this is for. So, really, really cool. No, I've never seen Dusty's Trail. I don't know what that is, unfortunately. Oh, you answered it. Dusty's Trail was a Western comedy. I've never heard of that. That's kind of cool. Yeah, so I probably won't get too much into that with awards and stuff, but yeah, I mean, Emmys, right? That was big for I Love Lucy. That was big for Vivian Vance. Bill Frawley never won an Emmy. A lot of people argued that he should have. He was amazing. So honestly, I don't follow a lot of that stuff. I really don't. The awards to me are just what they are. They're just there. For me, I just like what I like. I appreciate good work, good art, good moving art, and yeah, I go for there. Georgia, you're rooting for 1 million subscribers. Thank you, Georgia. That's so nice of you to say. Kenan and Kel. My brother was a big Kenan and Kel fan. I was, again, everything's with age, right? I think I was just older, and I thought that was just too silly for me, and that for him was enough. He got into a lot of the silly shows like Nickelodeon or even like the Disney Channel stuff that got a little cheesy. Compared to what we're seeing. Everything's relative, right? So, yeah. Let me see. Sometimes I miss stuff, so I'm trying to get that. So, yeah, any last things, guys and gals? We're approaching an hour. Isn't that crazy? I usually do my live streams for about an hour, And yeah, we're at 55 minutes right now. I just want to pre-thank you for liking the video, for subscribing. I want to do end by thanking all the Patreons. If you're not on Patreon, I'd highly recommend it. It's a great way to support the channel and get exclusive content. People, if they want to support and they don't want to support monetarily, then best way is by watching the videos, being a subscriber, and liking. It's all free. I stress it's all free because a lot of people say that. They're like, it's not. More than 50% of people watch me all the time are not subscribed. And so that's why we say it. Because if, let's say, 50% more people were subscribed, I'd be like 500,000 right now. Which is important to be, because the bigger those numbers are, the more people watch, the more I can do this. The bigger the channel grows, the more videos I can pump out. It's literally as simple as that. My goal is to do dailies, have this be my full time, but we'll get there, guys and gals. We'll get there. Everything in due time. When things will happen, they'll happen. And the kids are starting to play outside right now. It's 7:15, so yeah, not my kids, just kids. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you all for the support. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much for supporting. And most importantly, guys and gals, be hopeful. Wait, let me try that again. That was a little squeakish. Be hopeful.